On August 27th, I traveled with Republican vice presidential nominee JD Vance on his campaign plan. In the conversation, Vance griped about the ongoing controversies he's been ensnared in since Trump tapped him to be his running mate, some of which you've probably heard about, from the resurfacing of his remarks in 2021.
Look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
To more recently, his willingness to spread the baseless claim that Haitian migrants are eating people's pets in an Ohio city. All of that has been costly for Vance. Public opinion of him has fallen since his debut as Trump's VP. Vance's elevation as Trump's number 2 marked the apex of a surprising and improbable trajectory. The Ohio senator has positioned himself at the vanguard of an emerging ideology, often described as the New Right or national conservatism. The movement is a lot of things at once. It is staunchly socially conservative, it is economically populist or nationalist, and it is also opposed to muscular intervention abroad. New Right politics mark a rebellion against the policy orthodoxies that defined the Republican Party for decades. Vance himself argues that a combination of free trade agreements, increased immigration, and market consolidation has led to a loss of jobs and opportunities in middle America, vesting too much cultural and economic power with liberal elites and in corporate boardrooms on the coasts. By tacking to the right on culture, but in some ways to the left on the economy, the New Right argues that it can chip away at the Democrats' coalition. On the economy, Vance shares Trump's desire to embark on a protectionist trade regime, particularly across-the-board tariffs and very large tariffs on Chinese imports. Both of them say it's to create and protect manufacturing jobs in America. But it's not clear that tariffs work to that effect. According to one study, America lost more than 300,000 manufacturing jobs in Trump's first term, even before the pandemic, when he was waging a trade war with China. But one area where there is tension between Trump's agenda and Vance's professed populist worldview is on political economy and on taxes and regulation. Trump's signature first-term legislative accomplishment was a massive tax cut for the wealthiest Americans and biggest corporations. He has also prided himself on being a deregulator of the economy. More recently, Trump told some of the nation's wealthiest donors that he would lower their tax burdens as president and make them even richer. Not exactly populist. All of that is anathema to the values that Vance espouses. He has written and has said many times that elites push public policy to benefit themselves. As a senator, he teamed up with Democrats to beef up regulations on railways and CEO bank pay and to eliminate tax breaks for large corporate mergers. He also authored a bill to crack down on the Visa MasterCard duopoly and has praised Biden's progressive, trust-busting FTC chair, Lina Khan. Vance has evolved into one of the former president's most vehement boosters. He's been a forceful tribune for much of Trump's agenda. While many Republicans will rhetorically draw a distinction between legal versus illegal immigration, Vance has taken the hardline view that increased immigration, period, is a problem. He told me that he thinks increased immigration, quote, erodes social trust and facilitates a lot of bad things. If Trump wins the election, he and Vance plan to deport millions of migrants and to shut down the southern border. Trump told me last April that he would be willing to use the National Guard and even other branches of the U.S. military in order to embark on a deportation operation of that scale, despite U.S. law forbidding the deployment of the military against civilians. Vance has said that Trump should be immune from criminal prosecution and has endorsed his ideas to concentrate power inside the executive branch as president, including by firing civil servants at will and withholding congressionally appropriated funds. In our conversation, he talked about supporting Trump's idea for the president to have influence over the Federal Reserve, eroding a long-standing division of power that prevents presidents with political motives from determining interest rates or monetary policy. Many suspect that Vance would be a willing enabler of Trump's designs for enhanced presidential power. During the final stretch of the campaign, Vance's ideas and political instincts alike will be tested like never before. Ultimately, the election will determine whether he can advance himself and his ideas and gain power, or whether he would have made the wrong bet, lashing himself to Trump. What follows in the days and weeks and months and even years after the election will also test whether MAGA as a political movement can endure post-Trump.